I'll fix it after.
All right.
Hold on. Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
I'm not doing anything.
Don't say. they can't hear me. What's going on, guys? Charlie, say what's up.
What's up, man?
What's
How's
going
it going?
on? I'm doing great. What a great episode of professional wrestling we got last night.
Yeah, it was we got some classic style wrestling matches, some great storytelling, and we built on a lot of the feuds that we got in the previous weeks.
We did. Before we get into the video and talking about yesterday's episode of Dynamite, follow us on Twitter, guys. You guys can see it on your screens right now. Follow our official podcast Twitter at HTurn and HSpots. And we do have a TikTok at Heel Turns and High Spots on TikTok as well. We've been posting TikToks a couple times each week. So if you guys want additional content, you guys can check that out. And we've also been posting shorts on YouTube as well. So we're posting a lot of content right now. Hopefully you guys are liking it. If you guys do, click a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and let's get the show started.
Yeah, so let's start it off with some news. So after the Dynamite and Rampage tapings, I believe Justin Roberts, he works for AEW, right? He's the ring announcer? He the guy?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so Justin Roberts, I thought that was his name, came out and had the crowd chant multiple things for the AEW video games. They were chanting Punk, Dax and Cash, Hangman Page, Hook, So there you go. I mean, and one last thing is the game's going to be called Fight Forever. So there we go. It's kind of hard to make a sequel after a name like Fight Forever. Like Fight Forever, maybe and ever. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the second game. But yeah, I'm excited. This game's I haven't seen much gameplay, but everything AEW touches is gold. So I'm expecting great things.
Yeah, especially with like a roster like they got. You got people like Adam Cole. You got Owen Hart is gonna be in that game. They're probably gonna put Brett after he comes in. Maybe they put Brett in the game. I don't know if they have licensing. I don't know how that works. But Adam Cole's gonna be in the game. Keith Lee's gonna be in the game. Kenny Omega's gonna be in the game. So just endless amounts of matchups that unfortunately we can't get in WWE's game.
Yeah, so the actual cutoff for roster spots is going to be Swerve Strickland. So Swerve Strickland and everybody before him will be in the game if they obviously hold enough importance on television.
So who came after Swerve Strickland?
Let's see. Honestly, well, you have Tony Storm, Marina Shafir. Can't think of any male wrestlers, but on the women's side, that too. And obviously everybody who becomes afterwards. So that includes a Windham Rotunda, who, some news on the block, says companies are not buying what he is selling. His asking price is way too high in AEW, and I believe, what was the other company? TNA, did you say? Impact?
I think it was just AEW and WWE.
There it is. Asking price is way too high. Freeman, you got the inside on this.
I do. I mean, you basically just stole my thunder. I'm not even gonna cap. But anyway, I'll add a little something to it. I think Bray Wyatt right now, I think he's just spending some time with his family. I know he has a kid, so he's probably just taking this time to recuperate. He just did that movie. So, and he was at WrestleCon. So WrestleCon was his first appearance since WWE. So, he's just taking it very slowly right now. But, like he said in a Instagram Q&A, when the time is right to return, he is going to return. So, it's up to Wyndham. When he feels the time is right, he's going to be back on television.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe this is just kind of like him saying, I don't really want to wrestle right now, but if you really, really want me, this is my price.
Yeah.
I think that this is him saying that. But yeah, I expect Windham Rotunda to show up on AEW, Impact, I don't even know, anywhere. Maybe Control Your Narrative. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. Who's coming to Detroit, by the way?
Control Your Narrative?
Yeah. Like this weekend, I believe. I think I'm going to go.
I don't know if I'm in. I definitely don't want to watch Braun Strowman and EC3 in the ring. So.
Yeah. I'll go for the meme. The tickets are like $15. I'm so in. Anyways, so do you want to get into Dynamite?
Yep, let's do it. So the first match, we start off, as always, a CM Punk versus Dustin Rhodes match. As Dustin Rhodes called it a bucket list match. There was a handshake in the middle of the ring, a nice show of respect. Dustin hits a shoulder tackle to Punk. Both of them do an arm drag to one another, and then they come to a stalemate in the ring. They lock up again. Bow and arrow stretch from Punk. Punk then grabs the ankle of Dustin's ankle. Counters. Dustin gets thrown outside, and then Punk throws Dustin back in the ring. He was being very respectful in that moment. He let Dustin kind of sit out there for a second, and Punk sat down in the ring and gave Dustin a nice couple of seconds to recover. So that was great to see.
This was him being like, I'm sorry. This was him being like, "You are going to sell for me, old man, whether you like it or not."
I was gonna say it was nice to see that it's not just a match about beating people up. It's a story,
Definitely.
You could tell that both men were respecting in the match, but Punk definitely played the role of the heel in the match.
Definitely. I mean, it's hard for Dustin to play the heel at this point in his career.
Correct.
But like you were touching on, the storytelling that they did was incredible, and that's something that I was talking about on the pre-show. They got thousands of stories in their head, and the one that we got this week was Dustin Rhodes' leg and CM Punk's arm, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk was taking advantage of Dustin after letting him walk off a minor injury for the story. Punk stops in the ring. Dustin falls down. Punk continues attacking the leg. Punk continues attacking the leg in commercial. Kick out by Dustin. Punk arm drags Dustin. After the break, Punk kicks Dustin on the apron. I didn't know this nice fun fact. Punk is 16-1 right now. And
that's a nice record.
That is a nice record. Dustin then drives Punk into the turnbuckle and knees Punk in the back. Back and forth here. Punk starts kicking Dustin. Dustin clotheslines. Dustin then punches in the corner. Dustin's knees gave out on the middle rope, and then he hits a code red, and Punk kicks out at 2. Dustin hits a nice looking power slam. The Rhodes power slam. Basically patented at this point. Punk reverses Crossroads, chop block lock in figure 4 leg lock. Dustin shoulders on the mat for a 2 count. He did it again for another 2 count. Dustin reverses the hold. Punk then has to break because of the rope, and then he pulls himself outside. Dustin hits Crossroads and a pile driver for a 2 count. This was a great spot in the match. I honestly thought, I knew it wasn't over, but my mind was just it's over. But I knew
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I knew it wasn't, but then Punk went for a GTS, but he couldn't lift Dustin, so Dustin countered, but Punk just fell right on top of Dustin and rolled him up for a 3.
Yeah.
So
no GTS needed.
Yeah, no GTS needed. I was gonna say I wish we got a clean ending, but when I went back and I rewatched the match today, it was an actual roll up. So I'm happy with the ending we got. So
it made sense.
Yeah.
I believe, at least in my opinion, I know that we complain. Maybe not you, more so me, about sloppy endings. I'm a big the ending has to make sense, and we actually got an ending tonight that didn't make sense, but we'll get there when we get there. But these guys are veterans enough that I believe that was 100% intentional.
Yeah.
To me, that looked like that was on purpose. Of course it was on purpose. It's Dustin Rhodes and CM Punk.
No, I agree. Of course that was on purpose. That was just a great storytelling match, as I was saying in the beginning of the show. And Hangman, after the match, comes out and they have a stare down with Punk, and Punk just walks away. So that match is happening next.
Yeah, that's guaranteed, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to have this debate / conversation multiple times until this match does happen. I believe you're the advocate that Punk should win the championship, I believe, right?
I'm not necessarily an advocate for Punk winning the championship. I just think he's going to win.
I got you. Okay,
I
that's
think
fair.
I think Hangman's reign right now. So a lot of people view Hangman's reign as kind of short right now, a little bit of lackluster. I'm not one of those people. I think
Yeah.
Hangman has had a tremendous reign,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't necessarily be mad if Punk got the title. But I do think Punk wins the title. How do you have Punk lose right now? I don't think you can.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just not sold. I know Punk wins those matches, those kinds of matches, and especially now. But I truly think that Punk beating a super incredibly over, biggest pop in the night every time he's out, babyface, at his first try of winning a world championship. Because we have to think, he told it himself. I believe the quote was something like, I have gray in my beard right now, but by the time I'm done, I'll have a lot more. He's not even close to being finished. He doesn't need to beat Hangman right now. He can find a heel or even a babyface that's not as over as Hangman is to win the world championship for him. I just think that Hangman's not the right opponent for Punk to finally get the world championship.
So I'll say this. So I'll say if Punk does not win, I think the next person is going to be MJF, and MJF will be the
Yeah.
one to take the title off of Hangman Adam Page.
Yes. Yes. I believe. Sorry to fantasy book, but I believe that MJF is gonna win it by some slimy means, and then Hangman's gonna get his rematch, and then MJF's gonna beat Hangman clean, really solidifying that MJF's one, a slimy bastard, and two, a legit wrestler and can beat a lot of your favorite wrestlers. You know
I,
what I mean?
I will tell you how that match gonna end. It's gonna be a hit from the diamond ring. Is gonna be
Yeah.
how that match ends up. 1, 2, 3.
It's been a few months since we've seen that,
It
like a
is.
month or two.
It is.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
been
at this
nice.
point, it's just like one of his finishers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't upset me when I see it. It makes sense. He's the best at. He always does it when it makes sense too. Sorry for the tangent. He always does it where it makes sense, and the referee's back is always turned. Because if
Yeah.
you do right in front of the referee, you're burying the referee. Now you're
Yeah.
making the referee look like a dumbass.
Yeah. Like
But he
why
doesn't do
didn't
that.
you turn
MJF's
around? You
wonderful.
know.
Yeah. Mm.
Um.
But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. A Wardlow was arriving to the ring. He this was funny because he had to go through the back door. So he walks in the back door. He's met with like not 100, but like 10 security people.
Yeah.
Security stops Wardlow at the door with Mark Sterling. Mark says, "Excuse me, excuse me." Not like Vicky, but it was just a
No.
normal. It was just a normal. Excuse me, excuse me. Thanks for showing up on time. Listen, going forward, when you arrive to the building, AEW security will bring you right to your closet. Sorry, I mean locker room. Then escort you to the locker room, right to the ring, to the ring, and then to the ring to right outside the building. And we also need you to wear handcuffs everywhere you go. They can help you change. The security can help you change if you need to. Almost forgot. A message from MJF. Eat pig. Thanks, bud. And then Wardlow said, "Oink oink, bitch." And then he said, "Can somebody grab my bag?" Great promo. This is just
Yep.
like also driving into the fact that MJF is just a dastardly heel, and just driving through that why you should hate MJF.
Yep. There's multiple reasons why you should hate MJF. This is just another one.
Yeah, but dude, like I'm not even getting tired of seeing these segments because each
No.
and every week they just elevate. They just take it to the next level.
They really do. They're really treating this guy like dirt, like literal dirt, scum of the earth dirt.
Yeah.
Like an animal, like a farm animal.
Yeah, so obviously he beats Lance Archer, but who is worse than Lance? Like who is the next step up from Lance Archer?
I truly don't know. Not anybody on the heel side.
This is gonna be me fantasy booking for a second, but Tony Khan brings Braun Strowman in for one match, and Wardlow squashes him
That would be hilarious.
because Wardlow, or I don't think that's gonna happen though because Braun Strowman
No.
hates Tony Khan and Tony Khan hates Braun
Yeah.
Strowman. But
Yeah.
that would just be what I would do if I was Tony Khan.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of direction that the story can go, and I think it definitely does end at Double or Nothing. But yeah, it entertains me every time they're on my screen.
Yeah, obviously this ends with Wardlow beating MJF, and he gets onto the full-time roster at AEW, and we know that MJF can take a loss, so that won't even affect him.
Yes, yeah, of course. But yeah, let's move on. We got the Blackpool Combat Club versus Dante Martin, Lee Moriarty, and Brock Anderson. Right off the rip, why is Dante Martin in a squash match?
I mean, I don't know. So originally when I was watching this match, I originally thought that Dante Martin was with his brother Darius Martin.
No.
And
it could have been Darius.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so I was surprised that when I actually like looked who was in the match, it wasn't Top Flight. Like they literally just brought Darius back. Why wouldn't you have Darius in this match with Dante Martin?
Yeah, and throw Lee Moriarty in there as well. Bam.
Yeah, bam.
Bam. Perfect.
Why does Brock Anderson need to be there?
Yeah, he stuck out like a sore thumb, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, let's get into the match. I feel bad for Dante Martin. I really hope this isn't a trend, although I believe I saw him on the match, I guess, promo card, the match card for next Dynamite in the Elite match, the Open Challenge. So I believe he's going to get squashed 2 weeks in a row in matches that he should not even be in, right off the rip.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, why are you not pairing him with his brother you brought back, like I was saying earlier? Your tag team division is like the best.
Yeah.
The best. It's like 7 teams deep right now. You know, they're literally like they're in the like if they were an MLB club, they would be fighting for the World Series each and every year. They're like they're like the Dodgers right now, bro. And that tag team division can still needs like Top Flight. Like Top Flight is a young team, and they're so good in the ring, and I think they should be more valued on television.
Yeah, 100%. And didn't you say that Darius Martin was just on Dark as well?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he teamed with the Hardys, didn't he?
Yeah. It was Top Flight and the Hardys versus the Andrade Family Office.
Yeah, so he was just in the ring.
Yeah.
So he didn't re-injure anything. I mean, there's no reason for this.
Nope.
All right, let's get into it. So William Regal's on commentary, and Wheeler Yuta has new tights. So whoever is buying his new tights got him 2 pairs, maybe 3 pairs.
Definitely Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, definitely. Or William Regal. I don't know.
Or all 3. Or Tony Khan.
Or all 3. It's like a Wheeler Yuta fun. So, actually, one more thing before we get into the match about Blackpool Combat Club. So, in New Japan, before Jon Moxley came to AEW, he spent some time in New Japan after he left WWE. And there, he had a little guy, a little young lion is what they call them, named Shooter. So, and he kind of like they had like a really grueling match, right? And then Jon Moxley's like, I like you. And he basically kidnapped the kid. So I think that when New Japan, this crossover match comes, I think we definitely see Shooter with the Blackpool Combat Club. And Freeman, I don't know if you're aware of Shooter, but you should definitely check out his stuff because it's really entertaining.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to. I am not aware, so. I definitely haven't dabbled in too much New Japan, so.
Yes, me either. I just one-off matches for me. I have never sat through an entire New Japan show, I have to admit. But I have seen matches, obviously.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
But yeah, now
the show is gonna be at 9 a.m., bro.
What?
Yes, yeah, we'll get into it later, but it's gonna be at 9 a.m. Japanese time, so.
Okay, I actually don't hate that. That'll actually be kind of dope.
Yeah,
waking up all early.
Yep. So then you're gonna have the rest of the day to do absolutely nothing. So we might have to do the. I think it's on a Sunday too.
Shit. Yeah.
But
we could do it right after if we wanted.
But we're gonna have to see how that plays out. But
all right, so
finish the match.
For sure, yeah, I haven't even started the match. That's how much we love pro wrestling.
Yeah.
We just say names of people in the match, and we just go off for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so Wheeler Yuta dominates Dante Martin early before tagging in Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson works on Dante Martin with chops, and Dante Martin outspeeds Bryan Danielson because you can't out grapple Bryan Danielson. You have to outspeed him or outpower him. And he tags in Brock Anderson, who I don't know. I've seen some of his dark stuff. He can sell like a motherfucker. I'm not super impressed by his offense. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think it was funny because William Regal was putting over Arn Anderson more than Brock Anderson.
Yeah, he really was. He really was. Anyways, so yeah, Brock Anderson gets tagged in. And I'm so sorry. So he Brock Anderson gets a suplex and stops the momentum. And I'm sorry, then Bryan Danielson comes in, then Jon Moxley comes in, and they work on Brock Anderson through picture-in-picture. Lee Moriarty gets a hot tag. I'm sorry, Brock Anderson tags in Lee Moriarty. I'm sorry for a tongue. My notes are kind of choppy on this. Lee Moriarty gets a hot tag, and he takes the whole squad out, which was kind of weird because Lee Moriarty's, I'm sorry, but lately he's kind of been a nobody, so I don't know why he's taking out the Blackpool Combat Club, but whatever. This is kind of a gripe. I love a hot tag. You love a hot tag. I think in AEW there's just a little bit too many hot tags. I wouldn't be... It doesn't always have to be like this. You know what I mean? It kind of gets old after a while.
Yeah, WWE and AEW literally do it in every match, so...
Every single tag match.
Yeah. I would like that to be changed, kind of like you. The more times we don't see it, the more special it becomes.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. And that applies to kicking out of signatures and finishers as well. I'm listening to you, WWE.
Yes. Good thinking.
So, yes. So he tags in, Lee Moriarty tags in Dante Martin, and he jumps incredibly high to the outside to hit Jon Moxley. But Moxley reverses he reverses the springboard moonsault into the chokehold. And all of Blackpool Combat Club go to town in the ring. And once again, our referees are ignoring the non-legal people in the ring. It's like, what about instead of trying to break it up, you just count? Like, come on now.
I'll be honest, I don't care because this was a great spot.
Okay, that's fine. Well, this is an easy fix. In my opinion, I think I talked to you about this, although I could have been talking to Riley about this. An easy fix. Make it a 10 count instead of a 5 count. That way they have time to put in their work, but it still makes sense to the match.
It wouldn't be fair, though, to only do it for the BCC,
Well, not only the BCC.
I know, but then that throws off, everything else, because everybody else does not need this. Only the BCC does.
Well, every match, there's people spending more than 5 seconds in the ring that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but let's say if they want a storyline, that somebody beats the absolute bleep out of somebody, and the ref counts to 5 and disqualifies them. That can't happen.
No. Yeah, that's why you got to make it a 10 count.
But what about if they want it to happen?
Well, in all your years of wrestling, have you ever seen it happen?
Probably once.
I've never seen it happen.
I can't tell you the match, but it was definitely once.
So, yeah. I've never seen it happen, personally. And so it's not even a storyline that gets used a ton. Yeah. I say, at least in my opinion, just make it a 10 count. That's enough time for the teams to get their work in. and just start pounding right away. You know, make it make sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
For sure. So yeah, after the Blackpool Combat Club go to town on all the jobbers that shouldn't be jobbers except for Brock Anderson. Once again, I don't know why Dante Martin and Lee Moriarty are jobbing out. But yeah, Mox gets the win with the paradigm shift. Another win for Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just making sure that I was just making sure whether our sound was good. So,
How we sounded?
We sound great.
Perfect.
I love the paradigm shift. Such a great move.
Yeah, I can't really tell if it's a DDT or like a throw, but I think it's a DDT. It's kind of like a DDT on the back of your head, maybe.
It honestly looks like a cooler version of the Dirty Deeds.
It does, yeah, it does. So, it really does. And if you want to see a brutal paradigm shift, I'm sure you've seen it, Freeman. But paradigm shift on Kenny Omega through the glass table, disgusting. Disgusting.
I kid you not, that was the first ever episode of AEW I ever watched.
Really?
Yeah, I kid you not. I kid you not. It was because the night before was All Out, so I watched I watched All Out, and then All Out wowed me. So.
Now, were you watching WWE before you were watching AEW?
Yes. So I watched WWE, and then I stopped for like, I probably stopped for like 6 months, and then you came to me and was like, we should start watching AEW, and I was like, you know what? I love pro wrestling. Why should I stop myself from watching pro wrestling just because WWE sucks right now? Doesn't mean I should be hurting myself and not watch pro wrestling. There's other forms of pro wrestling out there.
Definitely. But I know what the funny thing about that is. I'm like, yo, we should watch AEW, and then I wasn't even watching AEW at that time.
Yeah.
My first Dynamite was the 5-man tag match between the Elite and the Dark Order, and if the Dark Order won, then Hangman would get a title shot, and Dark Order would get a tag team shot. But yeah, just some fun facts for heel turns and high spots. Just some heel turns and high spots history. But yeah, want to get into the Elite segment?
I thought you were doing that one.
Oh, shit, you're right. It literally says, it's highlighted me, and I don't know why I just threw it to you. Anyways, so Adam Cole kind of takes the reins here, and he says that while they've been losing by themselves, they're still a force when they're together, right? And they mentioned how the Young Bucks have been losing. The Young Bucks haven't won a match in a hot minute. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly can't buy a win. You know what I mean? Except for Kyle O'Reilly got a singles win tonight. But, as a team, they can't buy a win. And Adam Cole has lost he's had 2 tries on Hangman Adam Page, and he's lost both. So the Elite are not looking good here, right? So they throw out the a 5-man tag team open challenge.
Yeah, I do want to mention that it was funny. I thought a nice touch where was Brandon said, or Matt says, "Are we live?" And then Brandon says yes, and then Brandon asks, "WTF? No, shut up, Brandon." And then Kyle O'Reilly goes, "Shut up, Landon. Shut up, Landon."
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly will never learn Brandon's name.
No, Landon. He doesn't need to.
Landon
he knows it.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, a great segment here, and then I thought it was funny how like this worked, how it was placed in the show, because immediately after this we got a backstage vignette between Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal's group, and basically the only takeaway I'm gonna tell you from this was basically it was a promo, just setting up their match, making you care about it, and they showed Satnam Singh, and he speaks in Indian. Now, me and Charlie were talking a little bit before the show, and he asked me, like, what about New Japan? Now, my fireback answer to him is going to be that this is America, my man. And, and so why not... like Jinder Mahal, right? It was bad for a whole different reason, right? It was bad because
He doesn't speak English?
no, he speaks English, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought he did.
If you want to compare him to Jinder Mahal, he can speak English, but he just should not have been pushed to be a WWE champion, bro. And now, well, we ain't worried about Satnam Singh becoming a AEW champion.
No.
He doesn't have any promo ability, and that is exactly why he's with Jay Lethal. And I swear to you, he should not have another match in AEW after this match.
Yeah, this should be it. And I'm just thanking God that it's not against Jonathan Gresham. Thank the Lord, because he would have hurt him, definitely.
100%. So the next segment, we get a Tony Khan announcement here. I'm gonna throw up an image on the screen here. There it is, Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door, Sunday, June 26th. Tickets are on sale now. You can go, tickets are on sale May 6th, by the way. But so Tony Khan comes out. We have a huge announcement, ladies and gentlemen. He brings out the New Japan Pro Wrestling president. I don't know his name, but Adam Cole then appears on the big screen. He says, "There is one person who should make an announcement of this magnitude, and that person is Adam Cole, baby. I'm the biggest star. I'm one of the biggest stars to have wrestled in Japan. This announcement wouldn't be possible for guys if it wasn't for guys like me. So let's get to it. On June 26th, United Center, Chicago, Illinois. Forbidden Door, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW. Two powerhouses coming together to bring you guys this event. The biggest event that I've ever seen before. You will get a preview on Friday with an Owen Hart qualifying match. It's going to be Adam Cole versus Ishii at Double or Nothing. And at Double or Nothing, the finals take place, and someone from the Undisputed Elite is going to win the Owen Hart Invitational. I have a friend who wants to say hello. Jay White comes out. Thank you for the nice introduction, Adam. Very kind. You see, it's fitting that I would be here for an announcement like this, as the last time New Japan held a large-scale event, I single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden, so it's about the Undisputed Elite and the Bullet Club, because it's still our era. And you know what? Everything that Jay White said here, Charlie, is 100% fact. He literally was the only reason that New Japan sold out Madison Square Garden.
What is that referring to?
There was a show there was like a large New Japan show in Madison Square Garden, and it was right after Kenny Omega and like the Bucks left.
Cool.
It was Supercard.
Okay, I got you.
So they literally had no choice but to.
Yeah. Okay, I'm reading about it right here. Cool. That's really dope. I had no idea about that. I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah. Good moment. Good moment. After that, let's touch on this actually. So, Forbidden Door, Charlie. What are your thoughts on Forbidden Door?
I think it's gonna be incredible. I think every match is gonna be hard hitting, and just right off the top, give me Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.
What?
And yeah, I can't wait.
I want to see Bryan versus. Well, so here's the thing. A couple things could throw wrenches into this. Do we see Kenny Omega return in time for this show? Do we see Ibushi make his return because he's hurt, right?
No. Yeah.
No.
No to both of those.
So if it's a no to both of those, I think we do see Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr. I would like to see who's that guy? His name's like who was Bronson Reed in NXT? Josiah. I think his name is Josiah. I wonder if he's gonna be on the show. Maybe I would like to see him face like Keith Lee, maybe. But there's a lot of interesting stuff that could go on for this match or for this night.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's going to be just banger after banger after banger, the entire night. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah. So this is really weird because the doors open at 5 p.m. and the showtime says it's at 6 p.m. But I saw something on Twitter, and I screenshotted it. I don't have that screenshot. I just have the screenshot that I showed you. But it said that it was going to be in Japanese time at 9 a.m. So I don't know what the deal is.
So that makes sense.
I don't know if it's going to be at 9 a.m. our time. If the live event is going to be pre-taped. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure we'll get more information about it as it comes out.
All right, yep. So just right here, it says that the show will start at 7 p.m. And the pay-per-view will start at 8 p.m. So we're probably going to get like a pre-show beforehand. But yeah, so that'll probably be not super keen on time zones, but that will definitely be the morning in Japan for sure.
Gotcha. So that's probably that makes sense then. So yeah, I cannot wait for this. We might have to go see if we can get tickets. Heel turns and high spots. We'll be considering that no, it's not the next day. A couple days after that, we have Dynamite.
Yeah, so, very soon after that.
Yeah. So that's gonna be cool. So. It's gonna be great to see how that works out, especially see storylines. Do we see like New Japan as we get closer? Do we see some like New Japan talent come over and like beat the crap out of AEW talent, like an invasion storyline?
Suzuki Gun, who is kind of like an anti-hero faction for New Japan, I can definitely see them causing some havoc on the AEW roster for sure, and that is Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr.'s faction. I'm not too sure about the other members, but there's about 6 of them.
Well, just think about it this way too. What's gonna happen when the Bullet Club and the Elite come see each other?
Yes.
Like mayhem's gonna happen.
So, yeah, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I believe Jay White is the leader right now, right?
I think so. Yeah, he should be if he's not.
Yeah, I believe he is the leader. And so both leaders of the factions, I believe, are good with each other. Although, actually, I don't know about Jay White and Kenny Omega's relationship.
That could be a little dicey. So
yeah, that could be the dicey one right there.
I mean, who's to say that Kenny Omega doesn't come back and we see Kenny Omega versus Jay White again?
I would be down for that. Yeah, if you're going to use Kenny Omega in a New Japan Super Show, don't put him in an Elite versus some other faction match.
No.
Give me him in a singles match for sure.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see who Jon Moxley goes up against. I want this to 100%. Be a yearly thing.
I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. It's not a secret that Tony Khan has a lot of money to work with, and he has working relationships with New Japan within 3-4 years of starting his company. Yeah. WWE hasn't been able to work with any company other than Progress Wrestling up to this point.
And Evolve.
I'm sorry, and Evolve. Yes, good job. And it just goes to show how much more inviting that AEW is, and so we do have possibilities of super shows coming up. I mean, we just kind of had one with Super Card of Honor, right? Yeah. There were hella AEW talent down there, doing their thing.
So here's my thing about this too is obviously AEW has been slowly, opening up the forbidden door. They've been.
It's wide open now.
Yeah, and you kind of stole my thunder because I was gonna say that.
Damn, I keep doing that. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you keep opening. You open the door and then you shut the door after each person that comes in. But now we just blew that whole door wide open, man.
Yeah, we tied a rope to the knob and just opened and the hinges broke off.
Yeah,
you couldn't shut it even if you wanted to.
Yeah, that might be a little tough going to it, just because obviously we are going to Dynamite the day after. But me and you.
It's in Chicago.
It's only like 5 hours away, man.
That is a good point.
But we definitely most likely will be watching that show with each other and giving you guys our live feedback. So
100%.
So the next segment we got was a Jade Cargo promo with Red Velvet and the other baddie who I could not care less about. I have no idea what her name is. So.
I don't know either.
So she's Jade Cargill said, "Are you guys going to be in the baddie section this Friday? Because Mark Sterling takes over. We are talking about this Friday where Jade has a match versus Marina Shafir.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody.
Do we want to spoil it for him?
Do we want to spoil it for him?
The balloons.
Oh, there's balloons up top. If you didn't see it,
they're green.
So if you can't guess what that means, spoiler alert. So I'm gonna give you like 2 seconds to like skip ahead. So there it is. Spoiler alert: Jade Cargill will be winning, and going over Marina Shafir on Friday. We'll see it. So tomorrow we will see it, and
yep.
And I do have an interesting comment about Jade Cargill, but I want to save that until the Britt Baker match.
Oh, sure, of course.
So let's wait and do that. So the next segment actually I didn't even finish. So she says, "Shut up." She says, "Shut up. I ain't even worried about it anyway. This girl calls herself the problem. I am the problem solver." This was the same thing we've gotten for the past 2 weeks. I just want to see the match and be done with this promo. I could not care less about Marina Shafir in the ring. I think me and you both lit her up last week. So, I just don't care about the match.
No, I'm right there with you. Marina Shafir is an eyesore to watch when professional wrestling. And it sucks that I have to watch the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, one more thing before we move on. I wonder if she can bump. We'll find out because she's losing.
Yeah. So we'll find out. Find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next up, we got Butcher versus Wardlow. This was great. MJF is in a suite. Obviously trying not to, obviously just in case if Wardlow gets out of those handcuffs, he can't get hit. He says Wardlow is a nobody. He will be coming out with no music. So he came out with no music. So he came out. They had like green like lighting from his like entrance video on the Titan light, but no music. The crowd was cheering for Wardlow. He gets brought in for the handcuffs. There was like the 10 security guys around him. He gets escorted to the ring. Butcher comes out. The bell rings and they collide, just like two bulls. Then they start trading punches. The Butcher then headbutts Wardlow. Wardlow hits a shoulder tackle on Butcher. Butcher sends Wardlow on the barricade, sends him into the post. Butcher hits a clothesline. Then Butcher hits a power bomb. Warlow kicks out at 1. So at this moment, Butcher looked up at MJF and was like, "What did you get myself into, man? What did I sign myself into for?"
Yeah.
And immediately after, Warlow hit 4 power bombs and then pinned him 1, 2, 3. He walks out of the ring. He gets handcuffed and then gets taken back to his closet.
I hated the ending.
I love it.
It made no sense.
I love it.
It made no sense.
It made perfect sense.
How come Butcher, who knows that Wardlow's finishing move is the powerbomb because he reversed it 2 minutes earlier, how come he just kind of lays in Wardlow's crotch? Wardlow didn't get offense for like the past 3 minutes at that point. Because Butcher's the one who took the fight to the outside. Butcher's the one who, let me check my notes. Who slammed him into the ring post, and Butcher's the one who brought the fight back in the ring, and then Butcher powerbombs him. Kicking out at 1's fine. I think that was a dope spot. Kicking out at 1's fine. I think the ending needed to make more sense. I think Wardlow needed to hit like 2 or 3 more moves and then hit his finisher because Butcher was not even tired. Like, it was 2 minutes into the match.
I think you are just nitpicking at this point because I think.
Oh my god!
Because you just argued. You literally were just talking 2 segments ago about how they need to keep people's finishers strong. Well, Warlow just delivered 4 of them to.
No. The finisher wasn't the issue. It was the fact that Butcher, who wasn't even hurt, didn't even attempt to reverse the powerbomb.
He's lazy. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't want an answer from you. I want an answer from Butcher.
But hey, the match did what it's supposed
to.
The match did what it's supposed to. It got Warlow a win. He's moving on to he's I'm not even gonna spoil that yet, but he's moving on.
Yeah, but just to be clear, this match wasn't there to tell a story with the moves. It was definitely to tell a story. It was the bigger picture that the match was worried about. Yep. So this is 100% nitpicking. But if Kenny Omega did something like this, or CM Punk did something like this, I would tear them to shreds because they definitely should know better. 100%. Yeah.
See, I caught you on your little nitpicking.
I guess so. But yeah, are you good on this one?
Yep.
All right, cool. So let's move on to the Eddie Kingston promo. So he cuts a promo on Chris Jericho about his match with Daniel Garcia, and he says that everything that he does to Daniel Garcia, he's going to do to Chris Jericho. And he was very intense on this one.
He even said that his family. He even said that his family wouldn't even recognize him. That's pretty harsh.
Yep. He did say, like, I didn't know if that was in reference to Daniel Garcia or Chris Jericho. Probably both.
Yeah, probably both. But honestly, pretty harsh.
Yeah, probably both. Yeah, but he finished off with saying that you reap what you sow, but he doesn't sow, he just reaps.
I like
there it is.
I love Eddie Kingston. Yeah. Eddie.
Yeah. He should do some movies, bro. He'd be good.
He should.
Yeah.
I think he got into the wrestling game a little later in his career. Like he got into the the television wrestling a little late in his career. So if I had to guess, I would assume he would probably kind of stay in wrestling a little later, and then maybe do Hollywood after.
Honestly, he would be great. I'm being 100% honest. But yeah, that was that. And so let's move on. Do you have anything else to say about that?
Nope.
Cool. All right, let's move on. Jungle Boy versus Kyle O'Reilly in a classic old school wrestling match. So they start with mat wrestling before Jungle Boy tries a springboard arm drag but gets reversed into an arm bar. Instantly, bam, this is the story of the match. Kyle O'Reilly is working Jungle Boy's arm. Jungle Boy reaches the ropes, and they run the ropes, kind of take turns running the ropes before Jungle Boy hits a drop kick. And after some grappling and pin attempts, Kyle O'Reilly tries an armbar, but this time gets reversed into a pin. It makes sense because Jungle Boy already saw the armbar. He had time to think about it. So he reversed it into a pin. Kyle O'Reilly hits 3 dragon hook suplexes. I believe that's what they're called. I'm probably wrong, though. And Kyle O'Reilly works on his arm through picture-in-picture. Jungle Boy hits his comeback, but honestly, and I love Jungle Boy. This is coming from a huge Jungle Boy fan. His comeback felt a little bit lazy to me. Did you notice that?
No, I actually didn't. I was just this match was just a technical matchup, I just love like that. We're treated to Daniel Bryan. So I was literally just having fun watching this match.
That's fine. Yeah, I feel like I'm always the one who nitpicks the little things that they do, and I don't know. I gotta stop doing that. I'll figure it out. So like I said, he hits his comeback, and the crowd is completely dead at this point, and which is a shame because the participants, Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly, are 2 great wrestlers, and the stakes of this match are pretty high as well. So I have no reason why the crowd was dead here. A lot of the time when we mention a dead crowd, it's because it's somebody who shouldn't be on our television screen, right?
But yeah, this like Satnam Singh and Marina Shafir.
Exactly, yeah. Like Marina Shafir, that crowd was dead silent. But this crowd honestly was pretty close to that, which is a shame. Which kind of makes me wonder about the match placement maybe of the show, because a match like this should be with a super hot crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I'm not even a fan of the ending we got, to be honest with you. Like, I'm a fan of it, but I wish we got the other outcome, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I we'll get into that for sure. Okay, so Kyle O'Reilly gets juked out of the ring. Jungle Boy kind of moves out of the way, and Jungle Boy hits a tope through the first and second rope and a clothesline on the outside. Jungle Boy brings the fight back into the ring and hits a springboard DDT, and then he kind of rolls through and pulls it into a guillotine. Kyle O'Reilly reverses the guillotine into a standing arm triangle, which, if you know anything about jiu-jitsu, you know makes absolutely zero sense. Then Jungle Boy hits like a desperation lariat. He breaks out of the arm triangle and hits a desperation lariat. Jungle Boy hits a suplex into the bottom rope, but Kyle O'Reilly brings Jungle Boy up to the top rope with a Kimura grip. And Jungle Boy slips out from the bottom and strikes a stuck Kyle O'Reilly. He was in a Weeping Willow, I believe it's called. It's when your top ropes are stuck between the third and second rope and your body's just kind of laying down. That's called a Weeping Willow, right?
I think so. Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then Jungle Boy hits a baseball slide. Jungle Boy tries to trap Kyle O'Reilly with a pin, but Kyle O'Reilly slips through and applies an ankle lock. Jungle Boy reverses into a snare trap, but Kyle O'Reilly immediately makes it to the ropes. Love that he wasted no time from the second the submission was applied, he instantly went for the ropes.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy goes.
You're good. I would say very nice look. Both of these guys just are so amazing in the ring, so it's just great watching professional wrestling.
Yeah, and these guys are dead-ass professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
And we shit on WWE a ton, but yeah, this one makes sense too.
Yeah.
These guys could not work like this in WWE. WWE, nobody wants to see this kind of match.
No, did we ever see this Kyle O'Reilly in WWE? No.
No.
So there's your answer.
No, absolutely not. So yeah, he immediately makes it to the ropes and gets the rope break. Jungle Boy goes to the third rope. Kyle O'Reilly goes to the second rope and hits a superplex and a brainbuster. He kind of hits a few strikes before he does that, obviously, to make Jungle Boy wobbly. And then he goes to the top rope and hits a diving knee to the to the back of Jungle Boy for the 3 count. I've never seen him hit that move before, and if he's a wrestler with multiple finishing moves, I'm going to be extremely happy because I love that.
Well, if you think about it, this was Kyle O'Reilly's first match in like 6 years.
Oh shit!
It was his first single match in like 6
months.
No, 6 years.
No, if you're referring to his tweet, it was a joke.
Yeah, you're right. It was really 6 months. But still, the fact that he obviously had to whip out an old finisher, so it would have been something we never expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love Kyle O'Reilly. I don't think Jungle Boy was the one for him to beat. We don't really need to establish Kyle O'Reilly as a legit singles wrestler right now.
Nope.
Who we do need to establish as a legit singles wrestler is Jungle Boy.
Yeah,
Take the reins, German. Take the reins.
I think and if you think about it, why did AEW have their champions lose? See, like, the only reason I'm okay with it is because this doesn't happen all the time in AEW, like WWE.
Yeah.
I know some of you guys are going to be like, if this was WWE, you'd be complaining right now. And that's the fact that we literally see WWE champions lose every week. Hell, we just saw Ricochet fucking lose twice in 1 week.
That's ridiculous.
So, and
with the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
The championship that they unified at WrestleMania 3.
Yes.
Like,
yep.
that one. Championship.
Yep. It's crazy. It is crazy.
But just one last thing. After the match, Jungle Boy is kind of like sitting on the apron on the outside, and he mouths the words "I'm sorry" to Christian Cage. And Christian Cage, I thought this was hilarious. He goes, "What happened?" Like he didn't just watch the match.
Yeah.
But then they eventually embraced and they head up the ramp. I just thought that was hilarious. What happened? Like he didn't just watch the match.
Yeah, he just looked like a sad father.
He did. He did. Like a father who just lost whose kid just lost like a championship game or something like that.
Yeah,
But that's all right, boy. You win some, you lose some.
Well, I mean, Jungle Boy's got to realize too that he's AEW tag team champion right now. So I mean, he's got bigger fish.
He has bigger fish to fry.
Wow!
Oh, that was crazy.
That's funny.
That was crazy. Anyways, do you want to get into the MJF segment?
Let's do it. MJF doesn't want to hear about Butcher losing because he has another plan. He hands Jake Robert an envelope full of money, and he seems to have rented Lance Archer. Jake Roberts goes into a weird rant about how Warlow needs to lie like he did when he was a kid, but Archer just wants to beat up Warlow. Archer grabs the thing and it's like, I don't even need money, I just want Wardlow. And then he said, I swear if anyone gets in my way, and then he walked off.
Everybody dies.
Yep.
Yo, why was Jake the Snake so sweaty? He was so sweaty, bro.
I don't have an answer for you. Where was this?
I didn't know. It was kind of like a...
Was this in Texas?
Rhetorical. I guess, yeah, there's your answer. Maybe you got a cigarette before the segment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But after that, we had Hook and Anthony Henry, who for me was the first time I've ever seen this guy. And it was also Hook's Dynamite debut, which was cool. I thought the match was going to be with Tony Nese. I think I said that a few shows ago, and I apologize because the match was not against Tony Nese. This Rampage?
I'm not going to say yes because I don't know.
Okay, very well. So it's going to be on a Rampage.
But we'll tweet it out after the show.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so Hook tries for he gets the single leg Boston Crab, but Anthony Henry reaches for the ropes right away. He didn't even have to work for the Boston Crab. Anthony Henry pretty much just gave it to him. Hook throws him. He was in the corner, and he does the classic I'm big, you're small throw thing. But this time, Hook's small, and the other guy was big, so it's kind of funny. You know, Hook's got his dad's strength, you know. But yeah, and this is when I started to notice that Hook was really playing into the crowd here. Like, he's getting confident out there. He's getting more and more experience in the ring, and he's warming up, you know. I love to see it because he's an incredible talent in the ring, and, you know, we haven't seen his pro mobility, obviously, but the crowd loves him, and it seems like he's receptive to it.
Yeah, and it was great to see, like, on Rampage, I feel like we really haven't seen any personality out of a Hook. We've literally gotten no... I think
that is personality.
That is. But my point, my point was, tonight, we saw him play like a heel kind of bit.
Ish, yeah. Kind of. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that, but, you know, it's objective.
It is.
But anyways, after that, Hook gets a double leg, and then it gets some cross faces. And this is when Danhausen comes out. He must have been there since the beginning of the show, which I think is hilarious, just like Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
And to a huge pop, literally, and I'll get into the pops later. And so Danhausen comes out, and then Hook gets the win with the red rum. And then Danhausen comes in the ring and says, if you don't want to be cursed by Danhausen, you will fight Danhausen. And unironically, this was the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah, like, this match, like, I've never seen Danhausen in a ring, so I have no idea what ability he has. So I don't know what kind of match we're looking at, if we're looking at a squash match or a competitive match.
It won't be a squash match. Okay. Not after building the character up for so long.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. They'll put on a competitive match. Hopefully he gets some experience bumping with Tony Nese before. Hopefully the Tony Nese match happens before, because Danhausen's offense is extremely unique, creative, and if Hook doesn't know Danhausen's moveset, he better start studying it, because you know it's pretty out there.
Is
for
it?
Sure. Yeah, it's really unique, and it makes sense as well, which, you know, makes a lot of... is very important for me.
Yeah.
Like, moves have to make sense.
Yep. So yeah, this was very good. Hook looked awesome.
As always, yeah.
So, anything to add?
Nope. All you.
So Hook walks away, and then they cut to Frankie Kazarian. who brings up how Scorpio Sky was a 402 undefeated streak. Oh, actually, Scorpio Sky said this. He's a 402-day undefeated streak. I've had a hell of a run. I was struggling, and the rest is history. I need you to let me fight Sammy tonight. And Frankie said, I've always had your back, and you know I will. And then, but after I do want to touch, he did have a little evil look. So I don't know if that was planting some seeds.
Scorpio or Frankie?
Frankie.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was planting, if that's planting seeds for something later down the line, but that's something to keep your eye out.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we'll touch on this now because the match was announced at pretty much this segment. Or was it later?
No, it was next segment. After the Thunder Rosa.
So we'll just go on a next segment then.
It's the one after you, so you're.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's after the Thunder Rosa promo. Yep. So we got a Thunder Rosa pre-tape, and she cut the most basic babyface promo I have ever heard in my entire life. She hit everything. She hit, I'm gonna wrestle the biggest and the baddest. She hit the, I'm gonna be a truthful champion. She hit the, I'm gonna fight for my fans. She hit all the old hits. She hit all the hits. There was, I guess, her one line is she said she's nobody's stepping stone, and which to me means a lot because it seems like Nyla Rose was the one who really got over in their match together because Nyla Rose was the one who dominated the match, and Thunder Rosa had to resort to a roll up to get the win.
And Nyla Rose is the only person to have talked in promos.
Yes, but let me touch on something because I just caught myself. When we praise somebody like Jonathan Gresham or like Darby Allin, Bryan Danielson for their roll-ups, it's different than a basic small package roll-up. Roll-ups you need like leverage at like a bunch of points. You need to be able to control all their limbs, right? Small packages controls none of your limbs. You just kind of like hold them down for a little bit. That's like a I just escaped from my life kind of roll-up. The roll-ups that we praise are the ones where like literally looks like they fold them like in half. You know what I mean? And traps everything.
I agree.
It's very, very different. So I know that a lot of people are conditioned to think that roll-ups kind of just like happen sometimes because I know WWE makes small packages like basically a finishing move for half their roster, right? Can you agree with that?
Yeah. Sorry, I was checking the sound again, making sure it's good.
No worries. So that's completely different from Jonathan Gresham's roll-ups, Bryan Danielson's roll-ups. So I'm not sure if anybody would even say this, but just the first time was, oh, well, you just praised Jonathan Gresham for doing roll-ups. Completely different.
It is.
Completely different.
It is. By the way, if anyone has not heard us talk about Jonathan Gresham doing roll-ups, there is the review in the top right corner of your screen.
There it is. Yeah, Freeman. So yeah, like I said, basic babyface promo, and it looks like they're going to run it back at Double or Nothing, which hopefully Thunder Rosa wins dominant.
Yeah, I was really hoping to be done with this feud after Battle of the Belts.
Me as well.
I really do not want another match. So let's just get on with it. Let's end this match, and let's get Thunder Rosa doing more important things.
Yep, let's have her facing people who she can beat believably, not Nyla Rose, who has looked like a beast for the past 3 years.
Exactly. So we get Sammy Guevara in the ring. He says he and Ty Conti are here for a chat. He says, I love that I feel on top as AEW TNT champion, the 3-time TNT champion. He says, I love you to Ty Conti. He thanks the fans for their support, but not the ones who turn their backs on them first. Are they mad because, oh, no, they're mad. He asked, are they mad because his girlfriend is hotter than yours?
I hate that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just cheap heat. Those fans' only opinion is to, said together, be mad. Cue the Men of the Year. Ethan Page starts going on a great rant about how Dan Lambert isn't allowing the two of them to come to the ring and beat them into a bloody pulp. Lambert takes the mic. He starts talking about how youth is wasted on the young like Guevara. Now give Sky the rematch he wants, and Page and Sky will come to the ring and give Sammy the pounding and Conti dream about. I thought that was a good line.
Yeah,
Guevara
definitely.
agrees to the match if they can have a mixed tag team. The opponents were not specified, so I'm assuming it's going to be Ethan Page and Paige Van Zant versus Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti.
100%. Yeah.
So Sky versus Guevara is in a ladder match next week, and my only complaint with this is why are we already seeing another ladder match for the TNT champion? We literally just saw one with Sammy Guevara and Cody.
Yeah, and there's gonna be that match was 10 out of 10. Everybody can agree on that. They won't be able to top that without somebody getting hurt. You know what I mean? I feel because in matches like this, in regular singles matches, you can have a great match, and you really don't need to even really do that many dangerous quote unquote things, right? But in these kinds of matches, in order for it to be remembered as like a great stipulation match, you got to do some crazy shit. And that cutter that Cody took was the craziest shit I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I don't know how they're gonna go up it. I don't know why Sammy Guevara is even your TNT champion right now. Honestly, Scorpio Sky
Yeah,
literally held it for like a week.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you. If he wasn't a pillar, he wouldn't be on TV right now.
Yeah, 100%. After after the Sammy Guevara promo, we get a House of Black vignette. The House of Black says people have flown too close to the sun, so next week the sun dies. So
There it is.
I don't know. I don't know. They said a lot more, but that was literally the line to it. So
They just say a bunch of random shit all the
so
time.
I don't know who House of Black is going to be going against next week, but it might be Fuego del Sol. I don't think so, but I want to see them in the ring. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to see them in the ring. I hope it's not Fuego. I hope they concern themselves with somebody maybe a little bit more of a name. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Other than Fuego. Nothing against Fuego. I love Fuego, but Fuego's young and Fuego has time to build. But yeah, definitely give me somebody, maybe like an Acclaimed, honestly. I can see that. Acclaim's not doing anything right now.
Yeah, I wonder when we're going to get Blackpool Combat Club versus House of Black.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be coming up soon. Yep, that's coming up for sure. And there's somebody on Reddit, something along the lines of oh my gosh, I'm blanking. What's the newest member of the House of Black's name?
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy versus Bryan Danielson.
It's actually now it's Buddy Matthews, but
Buddy Matthews versus Bryan Danielson. Once we get that match, that's gonna be a banger. It's guaranteed 9 or 10 stars. Right off the rip.
Black versus John Moxley. I'm sorry, Malachi Black versus John Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, all three members of both factions can go.
Yeah.
And work. So yeah, when that feud inevitably does happen, hopefully for the trios tag team titles, it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, it definitely works though. And I can't wait to see how they play it.
Yeah, and this Blackpool Combat Club can't last forever, right? But House of Black is something that can.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think that maybe in the inaugural tournament, we see something along the lines of Blackpool Combat Club losing to House of Black, right? Maybe. And then Blackpool Combat Club splits off and they do their own thing, because it's going to be tough to have TV time for the Blackpool Combat Club and have TV time for one of those three members to go for a singles run, right? So it pretty much is going to be one or the other. They can do tag team titles, right? But I don't see any of them going for a singles run while also.
I have a solution. 2 brands.
What's that?
Let's move Rampage to 2 hour. No, not like 2 separate brands like WWE. Let's move Rampage to 2 hours, and let's just get more matches on Rampage. More matches out there for the AEW audience, and that in turn will there's so many tag teams in AEW right now that that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, 100%. 100% agree with you. All right, but I'm ready to move on if you're ready to move on.
I am also ready to move on. Let's get into the Britt Baker match. D.M.D.
Oh, yes. We got the Daniela Carmella, I believe. Was that her name?
Yeah, something like that. I couldn't give less of a shit about her, though.
Yeah, she played the heel. She had to. It was Britt Baker's hometown. I'm glad AEW smartened up. When a heel's in their hometown, don't put them up against faces. Put them up against heels.
Yes.
They can fake being a babyface for one match in their hometown. Because I'm not trying to be Jim Cornette, but having new baby faces in Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland up against what's his name? Come on, help me.
Who are you even talking about?
Who's on Team Taz? Who's
Powerhouse
Ricky
Hobbs?
Starks?
Okay.
Ricky Starks, yes. Having Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee going up against Powerhouse Hobbs and the Kid, it's just stupid. Like, what are you doing? They're new baby faces. They're not going to get over against this guy's hometown crowd. So I'm glad they smartened up and gave her a heel for sure.
Yeah, Charlie's out here nitpicking, and now he's making Jim Cornette taking shots at us. We're gonna this stream is gonna get copyrighted because Jim Cornette's gonna take it down.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so Najee Harris and Pat Friedman are there. They're Pittsburgh Steelers players. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who either of them are, but they're Pittsburgh Steelers players.
They're good, bro. They're good. They're good.
They are good?
They are good.
Okay, well there you go. You heard it here first. Freeman says, quote, they're good. So this is what I noticed that Daniela Carmella, they kind of locked up. And obviously the goal when you lock up is you want to get her back. You want to get the person back or you want to get them to the ground, right? That's why you lock up. Daniela Carmella got Britt Baker's back and then pushed her out of the way. Like, what was the point of the lockup if you're just going to push her? That made absolutely no sense.
I agree.
Yeah, it just shows the greenness of these dark wrestlers that we see on Dynamite from time to time. But this is why they're dark wrestlers. So it's hard to complain.
At least you didn't watch her in NXT.
Oh, no. She was in NXT?
Yeah. She was so bad.
Wait, so she's not green? She's just bad?
I think she's just bad.
Damn. Okay, well, she's bad. Now we'll keep this in mind going forward. So, Britt Baker gets a double underhook suplex, and it goes to picture-to-picture right away. Literally couldn't even let this match breathe a little bit. Instant picture-in-picture.
Yep.
And in picture-in-picture, they take turns showing off the offensive moves in the corner. And Daniela Carmella surprisingly has control as it comes back. Britt Baker does a Thesz press and a sling blade, also Freeman's favorite move, to regain control. Sir. And Britt Baker nails a neck breaker and a curb stomp, shout out Seth Rollins.
Yep.
And grabs a Pittsburgh Steelers football glove and locks in the lockjaw for the win.
You love to see it.
And she goes on. Yeah, and she goes on to cut a terrible promo that Freeman was going to cover.
I will. He goes out there, he grabs the mic. She runs through each and every person in the women's division, especially Toni Storm, Jade Cargill. She says, as for the baddies, sit down because I am the baddest bitch on the block, and I will be winning this tournament. Baker had the crowd in her hand, and she knew it. I do want to mention that I think, what about if we see Jade Cargill and Britt Baker switch places?
We can't blow past this like that, bro.
Hold on. I'm just measly changing the subject for a second.
We can't. I need to go off. I have been having this in my system.
Okay, and then I'll go over what I want to go over.
Why did she bury the whole fucking division, bro? She literally buried the whole division, dog. We know the division has been struggling. We know this, dog, because what she was saying wasn't false. She was right. Like, the division sucks without Britt Baker. But you can't say that. You're burying everybody else on the roster, bro. And it's not even just heel tendencies, because I know that's what you're about to say next.
It is.
It's not just heel tendencies.
It is.
People remember that shit. People remember that shit. You can't be burying the entire women's division, dog.
So this is why that it was okay. It's because that it was facts.
It was no. That's what makes it not okay. If it was
that's
a
what
lie,
that's what makes it okay,
no,
bro.
no. Let me. Heels lie, right? It would be super heel for like the Acclaim to be like the Acclaim. The tag team division sucks without us.
So what actually happened then?
lie.
So what actually happened then was Tony Khan was like, you know what? We have a great women's division. Here we go. It's a lie.
But they don't. They have a bad women's division, bro. And I don't know why I'm the only person saying this. Ruby Soho, literal trash, dog.
No, I agree with you.
Like, all their baby faces suck except for Thunder Rosa, who can't get a word out.
Yeah.
Who can't get a move in, dog, except for a roll up. And there's no. And they are overpowered with heels who have minimal to no character to them.
Yeah.
Except for Britt Baker.
Look, so, yeah, I want to see.
I'm done with my rant.
I kind of want to see Britt Baker as a face.
I don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There needs to be enough and more faces that aren't Britt Baker. She's such a good heel.
She is such a good heel.
Such a good heel.
I do want to mention that I think Britt. What about if we get a little switcheroo going on here? What I mean by that, what about if we see Britt? So actually, I'll leave this in with a question. Who is left for Jade Cargill?
She's got Britt.
She's 30-0, bro. Like, something's gonna like.
Well, she's got a few more. She doesn't have any baby faces left except for Thunder Rosa, but she's got a few heels to run through still.
So here's what I'm thinking.
That's lame.
Jade Cargill loses the TNT Championship to Britt Baker, and then Jade Cargill wins the AEW Women's Championship because, like, I mean, it depends.
Right off the rip. Thunder Rosa hasn't even been champ for a month, bro. You're already like, get her out of here. I don't disagree with you.
It's not because Thunder Rosa is bad or anything. It's just that I think you should capitalize on Jade Cargill's momentum.
This is true.
And there's nobody else in that women's division that Jade Cargill can go against except Britt Baker. And by that logic, what are you going to do after Britt Baker loses? So therefore, you have to have.
She can't.
Therefore, Britt Baker has to win that match.
Yeah. I don't know what you do with Jade. See, that's why I hate these Goldberg storylines, like the winning streak storylines. Because what happens when they lose? Then they have no character after that. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Jade, and I think she loses to Britt Baker, but I think she does. I think you're onto something. I think she does beat Thunder Rosa. The only thing that stops me from saying, well, I guess I did say that. The only thing that stops me from that is I feel like people are just gonna have a field day. Like, wow, they're already unifying the titles. Wow, look at them go. But like, honestly, like, you don't even have to make it a unification match. You know,
it's
you
definitely
can just make it like. Okay,
go for it. Britt Baker needs to win that match before Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill.
Wow. Okay, so you're like Jade Cargill loses the TBS and then instantly gets the.
Correct.
I actually don't hate that as well. Like, this chick is a force, and then maybe she beats Britt Baker in the rematch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mean, either way.
Maybe she can be babyface by then.
Who
there
knows?
You go. We're so good at this, Freeman.
We are.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
So then.
Yeah, do you want to get into the Andre Alito match?
I was just about to get into it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Andre Idolo versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. Andrade immediately gets hit with a skateboard. Mark Sheen and Blade attack Darby. Mark Sheen and Blade attack Darby. Andrade throws.
Is that Mark Quinn?
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I put.
Because I wrote Mark Quinn too. I'm like, do we both have it wrong?
That's what I put, Mark Quinn, and then I just said what I said because never mind. Okay, anyway, Andrade throws Darby into the barricade. Sting. So Andrade then takes Darby, and they start going into the crowd at this point, battling throughout the crowd. And Andrade takes a fan's sign, rips it in half. And he was wearing a Sting mask, but lo and behold, it was Sting under the fucking Sting mask. And now this is a tale as old as time, but it never gets old.
Yep.
Never gets old. So Sting 2-on-1 against Blade and Quinn. Mark Queen. Okay, I'm gonna butcher the name, the whole thing now. But anyway, he hits Sting with a chair, and Sting throws him off the concourse, like the top of the concourse. Just fucking toss that man. And then Sting hits a cross body off the concourse. After the break, Darby gets a German suplex to the outside. Andrade hits a nasty-looking vertical suplex on the ramp. Darby gets thrown onto this like steel grate, and then Andrade throws Darby into the steel steps. He bounces Darby off the apron. Darby then tope suicida, knocks Andrade into the coffin, and Jose walks out. Darby drops. So on the where you like close the coffin, there was thumbtacks on it. So so Darby drops the coffin.
Can I cut in really quick?
You can.
Cool. So I just want to mention, I don't know if this was on purpose or if this was an accident, but if it was on purpose, well done. Andre Alilo, before they even fought through the crowd, he tried to lift the coffin, but he like sold his finger getting poked and then closed it. So we were left thinking, what did he just cut his finger on? So this whole time until the coffin opens up, the crowd's thinking, what did he cut his finger on? Like there has to be something in the coffin, right? And I thought that was a really cool spot. I don't know if he did it on purpose. He could have legitimately just cut his finger. But if he did do it on purpose, well done.
And Darby did it too when he's kind of like he was Andrade was shutting the door and Darby put his hand up to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously thumbtacks went into him, so. But Darby then drops a coffin with thumbtacks on Andrade. He closes the lid. He actually does a move to Jose, and then he closes the lid on Andrade, and then Sting walks out, followed by the Hardys, and they just have a stare down with Darby and Sting to close the show.
Possible match?
Yeah, I think we are going to see a match here. The Hardys are going to work with every tag team. That's just their story right now. So I think this would be the progression of the storyline.
Yeah, who goes over?
Probably the Hardys.
It's tough. Yeah, I'm pulling towards the Hardys as well. I don't think Sting and Darby as a tag team really need that win.
They don't.
But the Hardys definitely do.
Yep.
Hardys definitely do.
Agreed.
Yeah, hopefully they make that correct decision. But Freeman, this was a pretty solid show. We had some good wrestling right here.
Good wrestling, an hour and a half into the show, guys. We will be live Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday at approximately like 4 o'clock. That's like our big main show. So sit down if you want. It's a weekend. Have a beer with us as we go over the news of Rampage and all that good stuff. Thanks again for watching, guys. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you guys on Sunday.
Treat each other with respect and support your local indie wrestling.